Hello subscribers, this is not a dog training video, but this is probably a very important video that I'll make because it is about rainwater harvesting, and I'm quite disappointed with myself because it took me so many years to even start thinking about it and doing it, and I don't want others to take as much time as I took and waste precious water. It's very easy. It's simple. I don't know why we don't do it. And the potential of collecting water is enormous. For example, from my little house over there, I can collect 3 lakh liters of water a year. 3 lakh. That is 3 followed by units, tens, 100,000, 10,000, lakh. Okay, 3 followed by 5 zeros. That is how much water I can collect just from my roof. That's all. And obviously I cannot hold 3 lakh liters of water because the investment on the tank will be really high. But I don't need 3 lakh liters of water a year. Even assuming that I buy tanks for 3 lakh liters of water, it is going to be just 15 lakh rupees. I can't get 3 lakh liters of water for 15 lakh rupees for the next 15 years. Definitely not. But I don't need that much water. It's quite easy. Please consider doing it. I don't know why we don't do it. I think it is because we feel that it is the government's duty to give us water. The government does not have water under its armpit. It also gets water from the skies. All of us get water from the skies. There is no such water called subsurface water. Okay? Subsurface water also comes from the skies. So I don't know, I don't want to go into Tirukural, but Tiruvalluvar has a very beautiful kural about how all the water comes from the sky and all life is sustained by the skies. So my point is, I know I don't want to go on a philosophical rant, but the point is, free water falls from the skies. Catch it and use it. And anyone who builds a house today, definitely without 50 lakh rupees or 30 lakh rupees, we cannot build a house. Without minimum budget would be, for an average middle class person, would be at least 30 to 40 lakh rupees, right? If you invest 1 lakh rupees in tank, then you don't have to worry about water. And what is another advantage is, with the bore, the water has to come from 700 feet, 600 feet. Whereas with the tank, the water comes from ground level. So I don't require a 3-phase 5 horsepower pump. All I require is a quarter HP pump that I can run from a solar panel or even a DC pump. And if you design it properly, you don't even need the space when you build the house. So please think about it. It is very easy. Don't think that the government should give you water. The government can't do anything. You give yourself water. Start collecting rainwater. Thank you. So hello subscribers. As I told you before, this is probably one of the most important videos I'll ever make. Usually I don't ask people to watch my video, click subscribe and all that, but please try to watch this video till the end. Even more so if you are an Indian, because it is more important for us than people who live in water surplus countries. The idea of rainwater harvesting is to collect the water that falls on your roof. And I have a small roof here, 1600 square feet or so, or 1000, I don't know, approximately 1700 to 1750 square feet. And I have 2 outlets, one near that air conditioner and one here. On the south side I have 2 outlets, and on the north side I have 1 outlet. So this is my initial setup. Can you see this? So apart from this, I have a few tin roof and tiled roof structures that no one sets foot on. And this is very important because the water that runs off from here will be relatively pure, so much so that you can use it for cooking and drinking. And I have more than 1200 square feet of such surfaces. I'll show you its importance when we get down. So now we are on the south side of my house. As I showed you upstairs, there are two drain pipes. One over there coming at the eastern end and one on the western end, and I've interconnected both. And the western end is the lower one. This end is lower than that end. So all the water comes and collects here. So whatever dust and debris is there on my terrace, it all comes and collects in this pipe. And if I open this gate, all that will be flushed out. The reason why I have that gate is because even if I can't flush it out, let's say that I'm not here when it rains, it will still collect in the bottom and not go to the tank, because the tank is much higher. So all the dirty water will get collected here and only the clean water will rise up and it will go into the tanks. This is the setup on the south side. So remember I told you about the surfaces where we cannot walk on, like this tin roof and this tile roof. This water can be collected for drinking and cooking. Here I have a small 500 liter tank, which is just a pilot tank. I plan to increase the capacity. I'm just testing the concept. So what happens is the water comes from the gutter into this down pipe, goes here, and there is a debris separator over there. If I open this gate, then all the dirty water will come out and it will go and fill the tank. Of course, I disconnected that because this tank got full and the plumbing is not 100%, so I didn't want it to constantly bend on the tank or keep pushing on the tank, sorry. So I disconnected it. But this is pure rainwater that you can use for cooking and drinking. All you have to do is just filter it and boil it, and it's wonderful. So now we are on the north side of the house, and this is the outlet from the north side. So the water comes here, and I have buried a compressor hose, which is an old broken compressor hose that can't withstand pressure, and it takes the water all the way to my underground tank. I'll go there and show you. But this too has a first rain separator, which is here. So that is how you flush the dirty water. So here you see a tin roof, right? And that tin roof drains. You see that drain pipe over there? That drains into this tin roof. Of course, I have not tapped the water here, but I can tap it easily. I can keep 1 or 2 tanks over on this side, on this side, and I can easily collect a lot of pure drinking water on this side as well. So you see that the drain pipe there over there on the north side. So it is connected to an old broken compressor hose, and I've run it through the ditch over there, and it comes and drains into this underground tank. I think this tank has a holding capacity of at least 12,000 to 15,000 liters. I have not calculated it. I can easily, I know the length, breadth and height, but anyway, the water that I collect here is purely for irrigation. So I'm not going to use it for drinking or cooking or washing. I'm just going to pump this water up to this tank and use this hose to feed my plants as and when necessary. Okay, I have to show you this roof as well. This roof, of course, that roof over there that tapers on that side, the rainwater is collected there, and that too drains into this underground tank that I am standing on. this side, the water that falls here, and all the dirty water goes and gets collected. See, this is why, you know, I didn't think it through, because there is so much dirt in that tank. As if this matters, I designed it like this. It doesn't matter. But anyway, the idea is that all the water with the debris goes and gets collected on that side, and only the pure water comes and drains into the underground sump. So this is my rainwater setup. That is my house, and I hope that in a few years I'll have 30,000 liters of water standing above ground. So if I have 30,000 liters of water standing above ground, I really don't need a 5 HP motor. I don't need 3-phase current, and I don't need to constantly worry about whether my bore has run dry, whether my starter motor has failed. Whether my starter has failed or whether my motor is in good health. I really don't care. So anyway, let us see what happens. I have started. This is a journey for me. I hope that, you know, I'll succeed in becoming self-sufficient with the most important resource a person can have, which is water. Thank you.